Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today I'll be doing a review on an Inflight vintage Cathay Dragon Airbus A321NEO new engine option jetliner aircraft featuring the Sharklets in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model off eBay. But first, before I go into details about this particular aircraft model, please allow me to share with you some information about the history of Cathay Dragon, how they actually came about, and which is no longer in service as we speak. Cathay Dragon was actually a Hong Kong-based international regional airline carrier, as well as a wholly owned subsidiary of Hong Kong's national flag carrier airline, Cathay Pacific. As this particular airline was first established under the name of Dragon Air on May 24, 1985 in Hong Kong, that was actually based on the initiative of the late Chow Quang Poo, who was the airline's honorary chairman and co-founder, as a subsidiary of Hong Kong Macau International Investment Company, and officially commenced operations shortly thereafter in July 1985 after the airline received an AOC, Air Operations Certificate, from the Hong Kong government. Then fast forward nearly 5 years later in January 1990, that's when Cathay Pacific, the Squad Group, and Sictic Pacific acquired an 89% majority stake in the airline, while the family of the airline's chairman and co-founder, Chow Quang Poo, reduced their holding from 22% down to 6%, with the remaining held by minor shareholders. Then on September 28, 2006, Dragon Air became a wholly owned subsidiary of Cathay Pacific after a major shareholding realignment was completed that involved Cathay Pacific, Air China, CNAC, Sictic Pacific, and Squad Pacific. Then on January 28, 2016, it was officially announced by the airline's parent company and subsidiary Cathay Pacific that the Dragon Air brand was officially rebranded as Cathay Dragon, which became active on November 21, 2016, and continued to operate under the Cathay Dragon brand until it was officially announced by the airline's parent company and subsidiary Cathay Pacific as part of their corporate restructuring that resulted from the downturn travel demand that was globally affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, that Cathay Dragon will officially cease operations as an airline carrier with immediate effect on October 21, 2020. Whereas the corporate headquarters of Cathay Dragon was previously located at the Cathay Dragon House, along with its main hub and base of operations, which was located nearby on the grounds of Hong Kong International Airport, which is located approximately 26 miles west of Hong Kong Island on the island of Chetlak. Prior to ceasing operations as a regional airline carrier, Cathay Dragon previously operated flights to 50 destinations in 14 countries and territories throughout Asia from its former operating hub at Hong Kong International Airport, with an operating fleet of 35 aircraft, which includes 7 Airbus A321-200s. And in addition to the 35 aircraft that was previously operated in the Cathay Dragon fleet, Cathay Dragon also had unfulfilled orders for an additional 18 more aircraft, which includes 16 of the next generation Airbus A321NEOs, new engine option jetliner aircraft, including this one here. But those aircraft were eventually integrated into the Cathay Pacific fleet shortly after the airline officially ceased operations as a regional airline carrier on October 21, 2020. Also, prior to Cathay Dragon officially ceasing operations as a regional airline carrier on October 21, 2020, Cathay Dragon was one of 59 airlines in the world of aviation that was previously maintained as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax magazine, and the airline's destination code for Cathay Dragon for this particular aircraft was, and now rebranded as part of the Cathay Pacific fleet at the time of this video review posted, is 51X. Alright everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box here, and what you see is the Cathay Dragon title at the top of it, the airline's logo, the 1/200 scale Airbus A321NEO, that's all you see at the front of the box. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the box, you see all the specifications concerning this particular aircraft, the length, the width, and the height of the aircraft, and all the details concerning the engine. You can pause and read that if you like. In the meantime, I'm going to keep this moving, alright? Alright, now you're looking at the left side of the box where you see the A321, that's the name of this aircraft. Now you're looking at the right side of the box where it says NEO, which literally stands for New Engine Option. Okay. All right, Aaron. Now you're looking at the actual model stand that actually came with the model. See at the bottom here, you see a nice little plaque here. You see the Cathay Dragon logo, the Cathay Dragon title, the aircraft type, the scale model information here at this plaque. And then you come up here, this black pattern here, folks. The sole purpose of this black pattern is it not only protects your model, also prevents from being damaged or scratched when and if you decide you want to put your aircraft model on this particular model stand. Okay. Now you're looking at this plastic bag. And what you're looking inside this plastic bag are the actual gear replacement doors featuring the two little toothpicks for this aircraft model. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors on this particular aircraft model, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about how Cathay Dragon actually came into service, but unfortunately no longer in service, which is kind of sad to say the least, plus all the details here at the front of the box, plus all the information at the back of the box, plus the actual model stand that came with the model, as well as the gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model. And with no further ado, everyone, here is the actual aircraft model out of the packaging box. Check it out. There it is, everyone. The Inflight Vintage Cathay Dragon Airbus A321NEO New Engine Option Jetliner aircraft featuring the Sharklets in a 1/200 scale model. All right, everyone. Allow me to share with you some information about the Cathay Dragon Next Generation Airbus A321NEO New Engine Option Jetliner aircraft and how it supposed to become a part of their fleet. Cathay Pacific's former regional airline carrier, Subsidiary, Cathay Dragon, was scheduled to receive the very first of 16 of the next generation Airbus A321neos, new engine option aircraft that the airline's parent company and subsidiary, Cathay Pacific, had already placed orders for back in September 2017, as the regional airline carrier was expected to have all 16 of their next generation Airbus A321neos, new engine option aircraft to be fully operating in their fleet by the end of 2023, as this particular aircraft was going to be the actual aircraft that was going to replace the carrier's older variant Airbus A321-200 Jetliner aircraft. But unfortunately, by the time this particular aircraft was ready to be delivered to Cathay Dragon, the regional airline carrier officially had already ceased operations as an airline carrier on October 21st, 2020, as this particular aircraft has since been integrated into the Cathay Pacific fleet at the time of this video review posted. Now let's talk about this beautiful livery scheme of Cathay Dragon. This was the livery scheme of Cathay Dragon, which was unveiled on April 5th, 2016 at the Taegu Xiamen Aircraft Engineering Company facility, which is located in Xiamen, China. And the first aircraft that began to sport this livery scheme was an Airbus A330-300 Jetliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number B-HYQ, as Dragon Air adopted the Cathay name and brushwing logo. This particular livery scheme was actually similar to its parent company and subsidiary Cathay Pacific's livery display on the tail logo and the title font. But the only difference is, instead of Cathay Pacific sporting the green theme on their aircraft, Cathay Dragon, on the other hand, previously sported a light maroon theme on their aircraft, as Cathay Dragon was expected to have their entire fleet painted in this particular livery scheme by the end of 2022. But unfortunately, after Cathay Dragon officially ceased operations on October 21st, 2020 as a regional airline carrier, this aircraft, along with the rest of the Cathay Dragon fleet, was eventually integrated and repainted in Cathay Pacific's current livery scheme shortly thereafter. So, with all that information out of the way about this nice looking aircraft as well as the livery, which we will never see no more, with no further ado, everyone, let's get down to the nitty gritty and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Shall we? Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side. We're going to start at the front where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on that nose gear door, PB. Then you see the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. I'll give you a better visual of those details later on in my review. But between the cockpit windows and the L1 entrance door is the actual Dragon logo, which is this nice looking logo you see here. From 1985 to 2016, this was the corporate logo of Dragon Air, which was retained as the airline was rebranded to Cathay Dragon. The dragon symbol is based on Chinese mythology, which represents power, strength, and good luck. And the color red in traditional Chinese implies completion, peace, and happiness. However, the current Dragon logo featured a deeper shade of red, which is actually a lighter maroon, a huge upgrade from the Dragon Air colors that was previously displayed on their aircraft. Now you're looking at the gray band here, which sits here. It sits all the way back to the rear of the aircraft, as you can see there. Okay. Similar to the one that's being displayed on most of Cathay Pacific's aircraft, this single gray band now runs across the lower part of the fuselage, linking the nose with the tail. And then you see the One World logo right there by the L1 entrance door, which is the little logo right there. This logo actually signifies that since Cathay Dragon was a wholly owned subsidiary of Hong Kong's national flag carrier airline Cathay Pacific, the regional airline carrier was also an affiliate member of the One World Alliance, which consists of 14 full airline members as well as 21 airline affiliate members from 6 inhabited continents, and was a member of the One World Alliance from February 1st, 1999, when this airline first operated under the Dragon Air name up until Cathay Dragon officially ceased operations as a regional airline carrier on October 21st, 2020. Now let's talk about the Cathay Dragon title. Okay? This right here and there. From 1985 to 2016, when this airline was operating under the Dragon Air name, the Dragon Air billboard title font would appear underneath the front windows, while the Chinese inscripted writing would appear above the front windows. Now, the Cathay Dragon billboard title font sat above the windows alongside the Chinese lettering, reading the name Cathay Dragon, which is actually inscripted in Chinese. That's Cathay Dragon in Chinese, folks, okay? All right. Now you're looking at the center of the aircraft here on the port side, and underneath the wings, you see the nice landing bogey gears here, including the landing gear door. But more important, these nice looking engines you're looking at right here. These are the CFMI-LEAP Leading Edge Aviation Propulsion-1A32 turbofan type engines that was used on this particular Cathay Dragon / Cathay Pacific Airbus A321NEO new engine option jetliner aircraft. You see the engine cones right there, which is more realistic than peeling. Now I'm going to turn this aircraft model around, let you see the front of the engine, and we're going to see if the turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strikes on this side as well as this side as well. Now let's see if the turbofan blades do spin. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, there we go. All right. And then you see the front vision view of the landing bogey gears here, which includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard side of the aircraft, featuring the engine strikes on this side here as well as over there as well. Now we're going to see if the fan blades spin over here as well. Oh yeah, perfect. Awesome. And then you got a front vision view of the landing gears here, including the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear doors. Now you're looking at the front of the aircraft where you got a better vision view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radome nose cone, the front nose landing gear doors, the landing gear lights inside of the landing gear doors, the landing gear strut, as well as the front vision view of the front nose landing gears, okay? All right, we're still on the port side of the aircraft, and what you're looking at here is the red navigation light here on the edge of the wing. But more important, you see this wingtip device you see there is painted in maroon. It actually began back sometime in 2009 when Airbus came up with another creative name for these blended winglets, in which the aircraft manufacturer Airbus decided to call them the Sharklets, as these specialized winglets were designed to enhance payload range performance, resulting in reducing fuel consumption at the same time, as Air New Zealand actually became the first airline in the world to have these Sharklet wingtip devices installed on their Airbus A320 aircraft back in 2020. All right, now look at the back of the aircraft here on the port side, and you see the Swire logo that sits up here next to this Chinese inscripted writing. And Swire is actually the parent company of both Cathay Dragon as well as Cathay Pacific, whose global headquarters is based out of London, England, who also holds a majority stake as owners of both airlines. And now you're looking at the registration ship number down underneath the windows here in that gray cheat line you see there. Registration ship number B-HPB, which is this registration you're looking at here. Registration ship number B-HPB. This particular aircraft was supposed to have been the very first of 16 of the next generation Airbus A321NEOs, new engine option jetliner aircraft to enter the Cathay Dragon fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on November 4, 2020, and was supposed to have been delivered to Cathay Dragon shortly thereafter. But unfortunately, after Cathay Dragon officially ceased operations as a regional airline carrier on October 21, 2020, this aircraft was instead delivered to its parent company and subsidiary Cathay Pacific on November 13, 2020, and at the time of this video review posting, this aircraft has since been repainted in Cathay Pacific's current livery scheme. Okay? All right, now you look at the back of the aircraft still, and what you're looking at is the tail fin of the aircraft, which is this here tail fin right here. Whereas the previous livery of Dragon Air used to feature a Dragon logo on the side of the engines as well as the vertical stabilizer. Now the tail displays a brushed wing that appeared against an all-maroon vertical stabilizer on most of their aircraft. And the brushed wing logo not only represents a bird in flight, it also consists of a Chinese calligraphic stroke against an all-maroon background, which is displayed inside the Sharklet wingtip device. I'm going to show you that here now. There, as this logo was officially adopted when Dragon Air was officially rebranded as Cathay Dragon on January 28, 2016. All right, now looking at the back of the aircraft, what you're looking at is the APU, which literally stands for Auxiliary Power Unit. Exhaust hole, there is a hole there. Yeah, and then there's the strobe light underneath the APU exhaust hole, as well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is. Beautiful. All right, now looking at the aircraft from the starboard / right side of the aircraft, we see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number on this side, FB. See the pitot tube and the static ports, what have you. The radon nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows, the airline's corporate logo. You see the gray band that stretches all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. I'm showing on this side here as well. There. There. And then you see the front boat bin loading door right there. The Chinese inscripted writing, which literally means Cathay Dragon, as well as the Cathay Dragon billboard title. And then you're looking at the CFMI LEAP, Leading Edge Aviation Propulsion -1A 32 turbofan type engines you see right here, including the engine comes right there, as well as the side visual view of the landing bogey gears on this side of the aircraft, which include the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the green navigation light on the edge of the wing right here on the starboard side, featuring the Sharklet wingtip device on this side here as well. It's painted in maroon. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side. You see the gray band that stretches all the way back to the rear of the fuselage. You see the rear boat bin door right here, the AFT boat bin door, the registration ship number, as well as the Swire logo. You see over here as well as the nice famous brush wing logo displaying on this maroon tail fin of the aircraft. Okay, before I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Let's check it out. They roll all right. Front gear is still a little challenging there, but it does tilt. I'll show you that part there. And the front nose gear does swivel a little bit. You see there, and there as well. So with that said, let's check out this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. All right, now you're looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view. We're going to start at the front of the aircraft, where you see the radon nose cone, which is painted in gray. Then you see the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. Then you see the Dragon logo on both sides. Then you come up here at the top of the aircraft. See the Dragon, Cathay Dragon title on both sides, as well as inscripted Chinese, which means Cathay Dragon. Then you see the anti-collision beacon light. Then later up here, you see the tail fin of the aircraft, as well as the horizontal stabilizers. Featuring little dots right there, as well as over here as well. Those little dots, everyone, are called illuminator lights, and the sole purpose of these illuminator lights that it actually light up this tail here when it's supposed to start flying at night. Now let's check out the wings and the engines from above. There's the engine right there. See the wing walkway as well as the top of the engine, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, the warning information, as well as the Sharklet wingtip device featuring the airline's logo displayed there. Now let's check out over here. See the engines there, the wing walkway, as well as the top of the engine, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, the warning information, as well as the Sharklet wingtip device that features the airline's logo on this side here as well. Now you look at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft model, where you see the radome nose cone, mostly painted gray there. Then you see the crew escape hatch door. Then you see the front nose landing gear door as well as the front nose landing gear. And then we slide up this way. The anti-collision beacon light, the hole where the stand goes in at. The pressure relief valves, as well as the APU housing doors as the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Now let's check out the gears over here. There. The engines, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you. Registration ship number, as well as the Sharklet wingtip device you see there. Now let's check out over here. The gears, the engines, the wings underneath, which includes the flaps, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, as well as the Sharklet wingtip device you see displayed over here as well. All right, since I show you this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, now I'm going to put it on that actual model stand that actually came with the model you see there to the left. And with no further ado, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. All right, finally got this model on the stand with no problem, no hesitation, as you can actually see it displayed in takeoff land position with the model displayed on the stand. Now I'm going to allow this model to rotate in a clockwise rotation, starting with the port side. Then you're going to see it from the tail cam angle, then the starboard side, then the front of the aircraft, and then back to the port side. Check it out. All right, before I take this model off the stand, I got it at this angle for a reason. And the reason is the magnetic gears that came with the model. So we're going to take them all, starting with the front nose landing gear first. There. The landing gear here on the port side. There, that's magnetic. As well as the landing gear on this side as well. The starboard side. There. That's magnetic as well as too. So I'm going to let you see this aircraft model in flight mode position at a different angle. Check it out. All right, now you're seeing this model being displayed without the gears in flight mode position with the model on the stand. Now you got one or two options how you want to display your model from this point on. If you want to continue to display your model like this in flight mode position without the gears on and gears up position, that's fine. You see these gear replacement doors inside this plastic bag featuring the two little toothpicks. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors, so you can substitute your gears while you display your model like this in gears up without the gears position. Or you can continue to do like I suggested, put them with the gears down position. You got a choice, gears up or gear down. I choose to keep mine in gear down position because it adds more value to the model. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears back on this model, take this model off the stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review, okay? All right, let's talk about the seating configuration. The Cathay Dragon Next Generation Airbus A321NEO new engine option jetliner aircraft was supposed to seat 202 passengers in a two-class configured cabin layout. Here was the breakdown there from rows 10 to 12, which will be from here to about right here. you would have had 12 business class seats in rows 22 to 64, which would have been about from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 190 economy class seats, which brought the total to 202 seats. And finally, prior to Cathay Dragon ceasing operations as a regional airline carrier on October 21st, 2020, the airline was planning to utilize this particular aircraft on routes throughout Asia from its main operating hub at Hong Kong International Airport in Hong Kong to destinations such as Da Nang, Vietnam, Guangzhou, China, Hangzhou, China, Hanoi, Vietnam, Kaohsiung, Taiwan, Nanjing, China, Qingdao, China, Shanghai, Pudong, Taipei, Taiwan, and Chengdu, China. Those were the routes. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'd like to know if you got this model or you plan on getting this one or getting the JC Wings version. They both sold out pretty quickly. Your only outside chance of getting this model, if you can find it, is on eBay. Other than that, if you can't find it on eBay, you're pretty much out of luck at this point. But if you can find it, I highly recommend you get it because it's going to be a collector's item. So with that said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.